Hi, this is Doug with RingRx. In this video, we're going to show you how to set up a campaign in RingRx's Outreach feature. RingRx Outreach is a powerful and flexible way to automate patient and client reminders, promotions, and communications through voice, text, and email. In our example, we're going to create an appointment reminder campaign since this is the most common use for this feature. The Outreach system consists of two basic elements: Outreach profiles and Outreach events. A profile spells out the methods you will use to reach out to your patients and details on how the campaign will be conducted. An outreach event is one action that will be taken under a profile. For example, a phone call or text that is made to a patient to remind them of an appointment. The first step in building an outreach campaign is to create a profile. As mentioned in our example, we're going to demonstrate a common appointment reminder campaign. There are three methods for contacting your patients: voice, text, which is also known as SMS, and email. A voice campaign will contact your patients using a phone call. The patient's phone will be called and a message with information will be played to them. The messages can either be pre-recorded greetings or media files that you create, or they can be created with text that is converted to voice using an automated system. Texting lets you send text messages to patients with details of your message. Similarly, email lets you also send emails with details of your message to your patients. In this example, we're going to set things up for you with very commonly applicable parameters. You can just modify them as you see fit. Our first step is to set up some basic general settings. Just first assign a name to your campaign and assign a description, something descriptive that you can easily identify in the future. Tags are labels that are kept along with outreach events to help you track performance by analyzing call data. They are an advanced feature, and we're just going to leave it blank for now. Caller ID is the number that will appear that your calls and texts are coming from, which helps your patients identify who is contacting them. Next, we create the voice parameters. The message field is where you can put in a scripted message that will be recited to your patients. Anything typed in these fields will be converted to voice using a speech-to-text program and played to the recipients of the call. While the recording is quite realistic, most people can tell that it's automated. You can have up to 5 messages that will be read to patients in sequence from top to bottom. Only fill out as many messages as necessary. You are able to customize these messages by including custom fields for the specific event. These fields are located in the box in the upper right. This lets you personalize messages that make more of an impact for your patients. For example, by entering name bracket to your script, the call will recite the patient's name in that part of the script. Custom fields should be typed exactly as they appear in the box with brackets around the text. If you prefer to have actual voice recordings play instead of speech to text, you can add media files instead of messages. Media files function similarly to message fields in that they play a message sequentially to a patient. The difference is that a media file is a recorded audio file that you create. Instead of converting text to speech, RingRx simply plays the recorded file. You can create combinations of messages and media files. These will be played in sequence just as they are displayed here from top to bottom. The exit greeting is the final message that is recited after all messages and media files have been played. After it's played, the call automatically hangs up. This will be typically something like "thank you," "goodbye," or just "goodbye." The next 3 fields we use to establish exactly when your patients will receive a call. This helps you create a campaign that will be most receptive to your patients to ensure they have highest likelihood they will see and respond to your call. In order to set time parameters properly, it's important to understand that calls are initiated relative to when the event or appointment is scheduled. So if you have an appointment scheduled for 4 p.m. on a Thursday, the reminder is going to go out at 4 p.m. on whatever day you set up for the profile or the closest time to it. Start calls after field specifies the time of day you want this campaign to start placing calls and would be the very earliest time you want calls to go out. This is primarily to avoid calling patients too early in the morning or during times they would not want business calls. Typically, this should start around 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. The Don't Call After field is the time of day you want the campaign to stop placing calls. No calls will be placed after this time. This is primarily to avoid calling patients too late at night. Typically, this should be set at 5 p.m. or as late as 7 p.m., but generally not later unless there's a reason for it. The start calling hours before field is the number of hours before a scheduled event that a call will be placed. If this is for an appointment reminder, you would normally want to set this at least 24 hours in advance. 48 hours is fine as well. Be aware of how these three settings work together. For example, if someone has an appointment at 8 a.m. on a weekday and you have a call start time at 10 a.m. and the call before hours is 24 hours, the call will go out for this appointment at 10 a.m. the day before the appointment. But if you have a call lead time of 6 hours, a call start time of 11 a.m., and an appointment at 9 a.m., this patient will not be called prior to their appointment. So never create a lead time less than 24 hours if you have events that will happen before the call start time. Confirm digits is to let patients confirm their appointment by entering a number from their phone during the call. We will receive this entry and mark the event as confirmed, and you will see it in the portal. You can use any digit or combination of digits you want. Your script should include these instructions. For example, to confirm your appointment, please press 1. Just leave it blank if you don't want them to be able to confirm by the phone call. Cancel digits is to let patients cancel their appointment by entering the number from their phone call during the call. We will receive this entry and mark the appointment as canceled in the portal. Dial back digits is to let patients call the office directly by entering a number from their phone during the call. We will send the caller to the dial back destination in the next field. You can use any digit or combination of digits you want. The script should include these instructions. For example, to be connected to the office, please dial 9. Confirm and cancel notifications are email addresses that you want to have notifications sent when a patient confirms or cancels an appointment. Leave it blank if you don't want a notification by email. Lastly, voice. There are several voices to choose from, and all are professional and acceptable. Just pick any to start, and you can modify as you see fit. Click Next, and we will build out the SMS campaign. Texting parameters are similar but simpler. The SMS message is the content of what your patients will see on their phones when they receive a message. Be aware that there are limitations on the number of characters, and the message should be well under that to allow for plenty of space for custom fields and for phone numbers. A typical example is shown here. SMS start and end times and SMS trigger times are similar as for the voice campaign. Collect SMS reply checkbox will allow the texted responses to appear in the event in the portal. Confirm and cancel text defines the responses people can use to confirm an appointment. When you're done here, click Next. The email parameters are similar to voice and text and mostly intuitive. The start and end times are less sensitive here because emails don't wake anybody up. The reply to will be the email address you want to receive replies to. The email subject, of course, is your choice. The email text body is simply the content of your message. Again, feel free to use custom fields as described in the voice section. Email HTML body is an alternative to email text body and would generally be prepared by a web designer or developer. When you're done with all three methods, click Save. The next step is to create your appointments. These are going to be called events in our system because these can actually be used for more than just appointments. Go ahead and click back to the main outreach page and then select Event. Name is going to be the name of the person you want to notify. Select which outreach profile you want to use for this campaign or this event. Enter the appointment date and time using the date time selector. Enter the phone number to call and or text. Enter the email address if you choose to send it by that method, and click Save. To select how this appointment wants to be notified, go ahead and edit this event and then check off voice, text, or email as appropriate. And that's it. Once this event is saved, you will see different states of this event. As the patient responds to the calls, texts, or emails, the status will be updated here. Also helpful are the event logs, which show the different steps that this event has gone through. Well, that should get you set up for a basic appointment reminder campaign. If you need any additional assistance, feel free to reach out to us on our support page. Thank you.